All right, let's see if we can get a signature from the back cave. I'm on YouTube. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Reality Skewed Gamer stream. This one being the Jedi Academy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in TV land. Welcome to another stream of this is a Q&A show for you guys out there in the chat to ask all your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes questions on a Saturday morning here in the U.S., what time it is, wherever you are in the world. But this show is a straight Q&A show. And the way it works is an interactive stream. If you have questions that you want to pose to myself or whatever panelists show up, and we have any content creator that wants to come on, can come on. They all have different schedules. It's the holidays. We'll see who shows up. But if they do, hey, great. If not, then that's okay too, because, you know, they got families and stuff and everything, and it's okay. If they can come on, they're more than welcome. If they can't, then that's okay too. But we're going to do our Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Q&A show. And the way it works is pretty simple. If you have a question you want to post to myself or anybody else on the panel, and or comment you want us to respond to, just put that into the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, or statement. We'll get that scooped up and we'll get it read to you guys. Pretty simple, straightforward. And that's how it goes. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. It does help the channel out tremendously, especially this being YouTube and the algorithm. And Google, and since they don't pay us dick, think about becoming a Patreon sponsor. The only way we can survive doing stuff on YouTube is if you become a Patreon sponsor. Lots of great benefits to becoming a Patreon. Not only do you get a mini roster review whenever I'm streaming the SWGOH content, you get your own VIP channel. You also have input into our new lore series that we started, Star Wars Lore with Idiots. I have recorded the next episode of Star Wars Lore with Idiots. And I'll get that out to you guys next week. But the Patreons get it early. They get it a couple days early. Not only do they get input on the subject matter and things of that nature, but they also get to look at all the new lore series early as well. We also have Star Wars The Old Republic with the Boys that you can go back in and look at on the channel as well. So there you go. If you like the content, you like everything we're supporting, want to support us financially, then please go ahead and become a Patreon. $5 a month or more really does help us out. And if we get to $1,000 in Patreons, then we will transition from doing the lore series from every 2 weeks to every week. And on top of that, my next lore video will be on Mace Windu to make Ram Bam happy, as he is a part of the lore series. So there you go. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Jason Hobby. Good morning, James Mahoney. Tumblo Dry. Good morning. Helenix. There's Helenix. Yeah, the Geek Greek is working hard. And yeah. The engineer, choo-choo, engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. Actually, should be the Danish. I'm sure you're in Belgium, aren't you? Belgium line. If that train goes off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Back to the scene, crispy and clean. Sorry. I always get carried away. I just want to do the whole rap and have to cut it off because it really only pertains to the one thing. So, but hello to everybody. Happy morning, happy Saturday to you, Darslayer 1972. Happy good morning to everybody in the chat. I'll try to shut you guys out as we do. Normally, I just leave this open to questions coming in, but yeah, say hi to me, say hi to the other skewers. That's what we do here. So there you go. Let's see who we've got. We got some people joining us. It looks like we've got some content creators joining us. We got oh man, look at my life. Old man Logan's here, apparently.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, old man Logan. Say something?
Something.
There you go. There we go. Old man Logan, I really liked your movie.
Best Marvel movie out there. Best one.
Was it?
Yes, hands
Days of Future Past was pretty goddamn good.
Oh my gosh, Ranger.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I'm just offering I'm just playing devil's advocate. I mean, I love Old Man Logan. It's one of my favorites, but Days of Future.
It's like trying to say Oscar Isaac should have gotten an Oscar for Apocalypse when no.
No, that's No, that's that.
There's
that's
a few Marvel
no, that's
movies
not
that
the
can
one.
duke it
That's Days
out
of Future
with
Past.
Old Man
just-
Logan, but Days of Future Past, I'm sorry, is like, isn't that like the garbage tier one?
No, that's
Yes.
no, that's
Yes.
the Age of Apocalypse one you're thinking of with Oscar Isaac. Days of Future Past is the one where they go back in the 70s with the Sentinels and they transition, and everything.
I still don't like that one. That's
Really,
like a
I
solid-
love that one. God,
That's
I
like a
love that
solid
movie.
3.
Oh, that's a solid 8 for me, man. I love that movie. I thought it was brilliant with the old cast and the new cast and the story arc. And did read the comics, and I thought they were pretty true to the storyline on that. But yeah, no, Joe Dirt does not beat any of those. Get out of here.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Also, good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Calvin. Awesome. Glad to have you here. You know what? Film's subjective. You like what you like, right? Some
This is
people,
Yeah, that's fair.
people adore the prequels. Not a big fan, other than Episode 3. I get it. We all have our different tastes and what we like. There's no
Those
wrong
are
answer.
fighting words, Ranger.
They could be fighting words all you want. Episode 1 and 2, and certain scenes are just not watchable for me. Now, Episode 3, one of my top 3 favorite Star Wars movies of all time.
Phantom Menace, best one.
No, Rogue One's the top tier Star Wars movie of all time.
Now, Phantom Menace.
Empire Strikes Back in Rogue One are like here, and then right below that is Episode 3 for me.
No, it's
From like a
so you-
cinematography perspective, I would agree with you, but I still there's so many things in the Phantom Menace I just absolutely love.
The only thing I
is
love
it
about
the
Phantom Menace
pod
is
racing
Maul.
or the fight choreography or like what is it? About?
Yeah, pod racing is a big one. Fight choreography is another one. The expansion of the lore and kind of Qui-Gon being the representation of what Jedi are supposed to be. Yeah, there's a lot that I like, or just opening up to planets that had more than one terrain, like Naboo.
No, that's fine. Absolutely. If that's what you like, you like. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anytime I hear Duel of the Fates, I will watch that over and over again. I mean, oh god, the music, the fight, yeah, that pod racing stuff is cool, but yeah, Duel of the Fates, man, that fight between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul, that's one of the most epic lightsaber fights ever, man. Because I just remember,
And it was so unprecedented for the time.
I
Like
know,
we
right?
might see that stuff now, but like, what was that? 1999 when that released? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, you just hear da da. You're like, ah!
All I know is
a
back
double-bladed
then-
lightsaber came out. You're just like, ah!
All I know is back then Rob Roy was a Jedi, and I was okay. You got my ticket.
Yeah, I did
Sign
pay
me
for
up.
Episode 2. I can't watch it. The only clip I'll watch from Episode 2 is Yoda, because I remember when I was in the theaters, because I watched that entire movie like, my god, just so bad. But then Yoda whipped out that lightsaber. I'm like, that made up for the entire movie for that one scene, seeing Yoda flipping around, kicking the shit out of Dooku, man. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I personally I like Attack of the Clones, but out of the 3, you can just tell it's the weakest. Like especially like there's no defense
weak.
for like the dialogue. Like
The dialogue
it is
horrifying.
just laughable.
You can't. It's unwatchable for me.
The script was written in crayon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was
so bad, man.
I can understand that. I can even see that. Even through nostalgia, I can see that like there was a much more potential here in that regard. I still like it though.
Yeah, but Episode 3, God, that was phenomenal. And the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan at the end is just, chef's kiss. Oh, so good. Unbelievable. And you had Yoda fighting Sidious too at the same time. Chef's kiss. That one I did not expect when I saw that movie. I was like, wait, Yoda, what are you doing? Oh, Yoda. So yeah. But we all have our favorites. Rogue One though, just the military side of me just respects the shit.
Yeah,
out of that movie and the
that's
grittiness
where
for me.
Rogue One falls a special place in my heart due to the being in service and just the espionage and blasters and we got Vader at the end just kicking the absolute dog shit out of everybody
Oh my
that
God,
in
that's
front of him.
horror
But
scene. That's one of the most iconic scenes now in Star Wars. It's just like,
Yep.
open fire and just.
It started
oh,
this
God.
concept of hallway scenes, like, and now we have like a bunch of them. But yeah, that
Me
was I think that
too.
was the first.
Yeah, it was the first one where you're just like, I mean, I've listened to crowd reactions to that. First of all, everybody just is like, what's going on? And then for a lot of, I've watched fans that don't really know the lore and stuff, like, what's that? And then they see that red lightsaber and like girls are screaming their heads off. Like, it's a horror movie scene. It really is. I mean, he just murders everybody and it's oh God, that whole last 45 minutes of that movie is unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus,
absolutely.
just unbelievable. And yeah, I adore Rogue One. It's my favorite one. Empire's right there with it. Empire Strikes Back will always be a special place in my heart. I love Empire Strikes Back. It's almost a perfect movie in my mind. It's so good. But whatever Star Wars movie you like, it doesn't matter. If you like the sequels more than anything, it's generational. It speaks to different people for different reasons. And hey, I get it. So whatever Star Wars movie, film, series you like, I mean, there's no wrong answer.
It's definitely a generational thing because you can tell by the age groups of people you talk to. Like, for instance, I'm 46. I don't really have too much of a memory of it, but I know my old man had said to me, "Yeah, I took you to see Empire when you were a little kid, and I saw Return of the Jedi." And those are the movies I grew up with. So I was a little hesitant with the prequels, but they've definitely grown on me.
Yeah,
they've definitely grown on me. Now the
sequels will get there too.
I
don't know about
maybe not for us, but that generation will come.
Yes,
that will love it for all the reasons they do, and I'm kind of excited for that generation to get older.
Yeah, they'll have an appreciation for that. I think what made the prequels more stand out, I mean, I liked them a little bit more, is because of the Clone Wars. That series really flushed out everything, and it, especially for episode 3, really flushes out everybody and everything that goes on in episode 3. So for me, the Clone Wars did a fantastic job, especially the later seasons, of really delving into, Anakin's turn and all the stuff that went on and why Ahsoka wasn't there. It's just so much good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, you like what you like, and that's okay. There's no wrong answer here, folks. If you think episode 9 is the greatest Star Wars show, a movie ever, then I ain't gonna argue with you. There's no point. If you like it, you like it. I mean, I liked episode 9, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, it's interesting. I always talk about how my mom, she's seen all the movies, right? She loved the sequel movies. She's not invested like we are, and she just thought they were fun movies. She loves Star Wars just to watch it, but she hasn't seen some of the series either, and so she has questions about stuff, and she knows she can ask me and her friends too, because they'll sit around and ask me questions while stuff's happening. Like, we were watching the new Lord of the Rings series, and she read the books, and she knows she's seen the movies, like the Lord of the Rings movie, but she's not invested. But to see her reaction kind of gives you a sense of the common person that doesn't really, they're not dorks about it like we are, right? So when you see their reaction of how they like the movie, then kind of gives you a different perspective. All right, we got questions. All right. Let's get into it, because that's what we're here to do. But we can talk about anything. I don't really know. Everything's on the table. If it's Star Wars related, it's on the table. And if you want to know more about the early Jedi and stuff, we just did a lore video on the origins of the Force and the origins of the Jedi and stuff like that. So you can go and check that out. I did a whole thing with the morons, and it's entertaining, I'll say you that much. Engineer question: have you seen the Unreal Engine video about the idiot stormtroopers? It was awesome. I want to say yes. It's not registering, but it's still early in the morning and I need more coffee. Calvin, Old Man Logan, Unreal Engine stormtroopers.
He's speaking Greek to me, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I'll look it up and I'll go, oh yeah, I have seen this, or no, I don't think I've seen this. It sounds familiar. I think I have seen it, but I don't want to say for sure because I need more caffeine. You know what they're talking about there, Calvin?
What was the question? It was about some movie.
Have you seen the Unreal Engine video about the idiot stormtroopers?
No, I have not. But so I know what Unreal Engine is, and I've seen stuff of it before, but I have not seen this specific video. No.
All right, so we'll check it out there, engineer. I'll look it up again just to make sure, but I think I've seen it. Don't want to say for sure, but I've seen so much Star Wars shit on YouTube and stuff, just fan films and everything you can imagine. I mean, anything Star Wars pops up, I'm watching it. So I've forgotten more than I remember, so that kind of thing. So when you're junkie for this crap, this is what you do. Darsign 1972 question for the panel: thoughts on the new TB? Our guild has found success in having fun theory crafting on some of the battles. We're also getting at least 3 more stars than we originally thought. I'll give my perspective on it, and then we'll get these other guys' perspective on it. 470 million GP guild. We're going to be shooting for 28 stars. Can't do any better because we don't have the scythe. But with what we're expecting, the conquest to come in on Monday, the 26th. Not this Monday coming up, but the Monday after, right? With that conquest coming in, we will be able to get the size. So for the January 9th one, that'll make a big difference. That'll push us into the 30 category of stars on this. My overall thoughts is I'm still pissed off about the relic stuff. It's annoying. It really is annoying. And I'm spending all my time now just relicing characters. I'm starting with the Inquisitors and then the Hutt Cartel. I just took 9th Sister today to 7th. I got Grand Inquisitor and 9th done. I'm working on 5th Brother now. It is really a pain in the ass. It is so ridiculous, that they have not helped us with this stuff, because the gear that you have to salvage for shit, just the gear you have to salvage for like 7 is nasty, right? So in that regard, not a fan. Just being straight shooting with you. However, I have to say the new TB, the battles are a lot of fun. They're very challenging. They're balanced. I've enjoyed the fights when we could do the fights, and I'm lucky I could do a lot of the fights phase 1 through phase 3. I thought that they've done a really good job with the planets and the fights. I've enjoyed a lot of the fights. There's been some surprises there. I think the design of it is really good. I think the structure of it is really good. None of that bothers me at all. I like it a lot, and I think it has huge potential, and they can change it, and I'm very happy with what they've done for the product of the TB itself. The gating of the gear and that Q&A they did the other day, you might as well not have done a Q&A. Like, if you're just going to cherry pick and just give bullshit answers, then don't bother with me. Like, seriously, if you're not going to take and answer tough hitting questions and at least attempt to answer some of that shit, then don't bother with that Q&A, man. And it really, you know what I thought was the best thing that they did with the TB? Crumb on his stream, playing it and then answering questions live, the best one he can do. The ones he could answer. I thought that was brilliant. They needed to do more of that and get rid of this Q&A bullshit, because if you're just going to cherry pick some bullshit questions with some bullshit answers, that's not what the community's thinking, and that's not what the community wants to know. And
they picked the hard questions. They just did their typical corporate dance around of it, and they can't just come out and say we want your money. Like, that's
without saying we want your money.
Yeah. We know you want our money, but how are you going about getting the money? Like, there's some good stuff that they're doing pack wise and things of that nature. Like, I give CG credit when they do that $4.99 ticket GL bundle. That's fucking amazing. I got that and finished job in one day. I was like, get the hell out of here. $4.99, you get 100 burritos and 300 energy to get more. I was like, that's unbelievably good. And the stuff they're doing in the store with the free stuff, unbelievable. I'm getting Sono Star. I was like, okay, cool. This is the kind of shit I want CG to do. And there's some of these other packs in there that I'm like, that's some good ass packs. Like, I'm actually recommending people like that pack and some other ones. I'm like, damn, that's some good shit right there. Love it. But I mean, just be straight shooters with us. I mean, there's some stuff going on in the community, and especially with TP around. Just say it, man. We know the answer. We just want to see if you have the balls to say it. That's all I'm getting to here. That being said, TB, I've given my thoughts. Calvin, I know you're not a big fan of the gear gate either, but the overall TB itself, or just in general, whatever your thoughts are, go for it, brother.
Yeah, I said this on the Matt Austin show, so we can find it on Spotify and iTunes, but solid 9 out of 10. Like, and again, the 10th point being exactly what you hit on, Ranger, of not even like the relegates in general, because they've kind of already made that clear that's what they want to do, but we're specifically gating off entire phases with Relic 9. But we talked a lot about that, but one thing I would like to mention is how cool it is that it kind of feels like we finally have not all the pieces, but we have enough pieces within the Star Wars universe that we can do an event on this scale, and it doesn't feel like we're missing something. Like, we can go around from planet to planet and fight the natives of that planet and fight them with mechanics that make sense, like the Night Sisters reviving, or on Tatooine, they're being like, you having this exhaustion over time.
Yeah.
It just feels really cool, and it reminds me a lot of. Do you guys ever play the old school Battlefront 2?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, it reminds me a lot of the Conquest mode, where you're going around and you're conquering these planets, and you're doing the missions there, and you're moving on in the space battles around them where you can see the plane in the air. So yeah, I from an art perspective, from the nodes down to 2 waves, I think it's a really, really good mode. It's really fun. It's a little, again, I don't like being gated out, not even like 1 or 2 years, but like what feels like will probably be 10 years till we get like full teams of Relic 9. But yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, and the gear goes back to, it's not the main characters that we all have to gear those for GLs and stuff, but it's these dinky ass characters that we have to get the Relic 7 and higher that really suck. Like, I'm taking the hit for the guild. I'm doing Hoth Rebel Soldier.
Oh yeah, like someone's gonna have to R9 Lobot or whatever is in the
some are doing low gray. It's just like,
I don't know if Lobot's actually in there, but characters like
yeah, you get the gist, right? Yeah, I mean, you Hoth Rebel Soldier. Oh
yeah, useless.
It's just useless, absolutely useless. But someone's gonna have to do it. Scream says, "I have a Relic 8 Snow Trooper. God bless you, sir. God bless you. I hope you have a great holiday 7 to take that hit, man. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's brutal. But we do it because that's what we do. It's going to be trash. And I'm never going to use him other than just to deploy him in this stupid platoons. Helps the guild, and I'm happy to do it. But God in heaven, that's horrible. But the way it is, it's these useless ancillary characters that we have to take the Relic 7 and higher, or just Relic period, that we would normally not bother with, but they're forcing us to. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. All right, old man Logan, what do you think on the new TB, man? Your overall thoughts?
Well, the guild I'm in, 450 some odd million. We're shooting for 28 stars. It's probably where it's going to end, which isn't bad.
Same for us,
to be
yeah.
honest. As for the relicing, I just think it's excessive. It's very excessive to the point now.
Yeah,
I understand why they did it, but what I would have expected, well, I shouldn't say having expectations, you're already setting yourself up for failure. 1 sector per planet, if you want to do that, maybe 2, but don't gate the entire community out of participating in playing the game. If you want to have 1 specific mission where your entire team needs to be Relic 7, Relic 8, and or Relic 9, that I can digest. But now it's at the point where I have a 10 million account, and now I look at the board and go, well, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Oh, and look at this, I can't do that either. So it does give you stuff to work on, things that you normally, like right now, I wasn't really going to start putting any attention into AFR at the moment, but there's a Hondo mission, so I need him. I put my, I have Jabba unlocked at Relic 9. I just put the rest of the squad to Relic 7 so I can keep participating in each level and, get points for Jabba. But I just think it was very, very excessive. Now, I know they're trying to set the game mode up for several years to come, but I mean, come on. The last planet is all Relic 9. Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, they could have made this like the end game, like the characters that you face Relic 9, and then you have the option, because we don't have many good options for Relic 8 and 9 material right now. It's really poo-poo, especially if you're not doing TW. And they said that you have to participate in TW to get the rewards. I'm like, yeah, you get half the rewards, but the impulse detectors and the other crap that you need for Relic 9, get the hell out of here. Those aren't accessible unless you spend a fortune.
Yeah, and everybody knows after farming a GL, your reserves are shot.
Yeah, all I'm doing right now is farming 1C, 1D, and 7H.
Yep.
Because those are all pieces that I need for chromiums and the other ones to get them. I can't go for Hondo because I've got to get the Inquisitors of Relic 7. So I'd love to go for Hondo, but I got to get these Inquisitors ready for January 9th when the next one comes around so I can participate and help the guild with Riva. I'll go Hondo afterwards, but I still need to get my Hut Cartel to Relic 7. Can't farm Hondo if I don't have goddamn materials, so or Relic 7 if I'm going for Hondo. So it's,
and that's the thing about the Hondo farm, is that, man, does that kill your signal data income. Mm-hmm. It really hurts.
But I would have been okay if like they'd started this off at Relic 7 gated, like the end game. Okay, Relic 7, I get it. They went Relic 9, baby. Like with phase 3, it's like all you get. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And the overall TV, the fights, the battles, the way it's set up, I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I really like it a lot. But yeah, it's just your stuff, because It's bit me in the ass.
There's some cool quality of life stuff in there too. Like they'll show you like, oh, you completed the fleet CM, and they'll like give the little thing, and they'll tell you how many people got Reva shards this time or whatever. Like there's a lot to like, honestly. Like again, relic level isn't one of them, but and the art is really stinking cool. The planets seem way better than any planet we've ever seen.
Yeah, and I think Wolf's saying something in the chat. He's advancing this TB is synonymous with the plain relic levels, and while that's technically something to work toward, really boring participation trophy. And that's really all this is too. We do some of the combat missions, but they're not essential. It's all about getting those operations filled. That is a huge factor into you completing and doing other stuff, right? And so yeah, it's really just relics and then operations. The combat missions, they help, but they're not essential. You can, especially in the early phases, you just, as long as you can meet the requirements, you're going to get the stars. I mean, you can do the combat missions just for fun, but it's, you know, it's about getting those operations filled and then doing the battles afterwards. But you need a well thought out roster. But I mean, I'm 9.6 million, and you know, I've got everything. I've got Jabba, I've got all this, I got the Inquisitors. I have to get relic levels now to get past day 2, because a lot of my characters are relic 5. I have about 60 characters that are like relic 7 or higher, but a lot of those characters are mismatched. There's some that are like, you know, I've got Sith Empire like Malgus, and a couple that are, he's relic 9, a couple are relic where I can use them, but the other 2 are like relic 3, because I just haven't put relics on Darth Revan and stuff, you know, those kind of things. So it's like, god damn it. Oh, so yeah, so those are our thoughts on TB. I think that's kind of sums it up. Yeah, the combat missions just don't have the stakes that they did like for the other ones, but I'm okay with that, because really it comes down to,
I'm kind of fine with it too. The combat missions, I wanted them to be fun, and they are, and that's like, I'm fine with it. Like, I really like going and being able to fight all 3 of the beasts on Geonosis. I thought that was really fun.
I enjoyed that one too.
That was scary, not because man, I went in there with SLKR against the Accolade. Oh boy, was that terrifying. Thank God I had Watt in there, and I could get the med pack on him in time, because that fight was super scary. Super duper scary. Oh god. Dathomir phase 3 is, oh my god, did those initiates and acolytes from the Night Sisters hit like trucks?
Oh my god, kill a tune out of the gate.
Oh my god. SLKR.
Well, and they kind of have to, because if you can bring in an anti-revive, and they can't. So they have to hit so hard for there to even be any type of loss.
Yeah. It's unbelievable with how scary that planet is. Lord Vader does very well in there, but you're going to need all the other pieces. C just got trashed, and SLKR got trashed for me. I even brought Watt in there and put.
I was able to do SLKR.
Mine got destroyed, dude.
Lord Vader did okay. I'm trying to remember what I did with C. I think C might have gone to the mix zone. I can't remember.
All I know is.
Oh no. I tried to take it C, and he got destroyed.
Yeah.
Because Sith can't be revived.
C is not one you want to use there. I'm thinking of doing something Maul related there or something, because man, those Night Sisters hit bloody hard. Holy god.
I hopped in that mission. They smoked somebody out of the gate, and I literally put my phone down and was just like, okay, that happened.
Okay, that's a thing. Oh, that sucks.
Oh.
There might be another team that we have to build up or something like that to be able to be that. That's how light side territory battles was.
Yeah, and but yeah, the battles have been pretty cool. I mean, having Job and being able to use him in the early stages and stuff. I even used Job with bounty hunters yesterday and won, because Job is just a really badass GL. Because
he's so good.
He's so good with this TB, because even if you lose like 3 bounty hunters, the next round they come back, especially if you're in payout, revived, and they're in DI, and that's just so good for the TB. But yeah, again, there's some good stuff with this TB. Most of it's good, but the relic stuff just chaps my ass. It really does.
I've noticed, and I mean in any game mode, but I mean I have my Boosh Leia to relic 7, and just the amount of turns she takes, it's obscene. It's just absolutely obscene.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So that's where we're at. I mean, for my guild in the future, it's just get everybody to relic 7, and then we'll start pushing relic 8. Because really, looking at what we're gonna get, we have to see the rewards too, right? we got to see what gear we get from this. If it's a lot of good gear that can really help us out, then okay, cool. I mean, if they're going to help us out that way, but if it's like random bullshit that we just don't do anything with, it's just like, really, you gave me that, then I'm going to be a little perturbed, because we need some help with gear. There's no ifs and buts about it. If you want us to participate and do this stuff, CG, you gotta meet us halfway. I ain't even talking about like meet us a quarter of the way. Give us something to help us with these relic requirements, because it is so painful right now. I mean, every day I'm just like looking at a character going, God, I gotta farm the same shit over and over again, and I'm gonna be doing this for a long time, because to get all these characters relic 7, it takes so much salvage. It's just ridiculous. You know, it's bad enough that you have to get all the GLs and all these characters relicked to the relic level requirements to just get the GLs and stuff like that. And some of that helps you. It benefits you because the requirements are relic 7 and 8 and 9. Or relic 7 and 8 at least. But the other pieces, you're just trying to get them to relic because your salvage is so limited. And then when you're told, okay, now to do the new TB, those characters that you took out previously that are relic that you really didn't think about and they were fine at the relic levels they were for GAC and other things, take them to 7 at least.
So I think, yeah, the rewards in this TB are really going to tell us a lot, and are really going to get players in the path of, are they going to stay on the road of what they've already been working on, or are the rewards for this new TB going to be so good that they are now going to go off road and go, okay, well, now I need to start working on relics so we can get more stars and get better rewards. So really, when the rewards for this first one hit, it's really gonna direct people as to in what direction are they gonna take.
Yeah, and it's gonna have a big impact on like, and granted it's only 28 stars, but when we get into the 30 stars, we're really gonna look at that impact, because once we get the scythe, we're gonna have, I know in my guild, I'm sure yours, Oldman, Logan, I don't know about yours, Calvin, but we're gonna have a buttload of new Grand Inquisitors coming in on Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah,
you know, so that's gonna make a big difference. Our only goal right now is,
I hope mine does. I'm ready. I don't know. I really hope a lot of people will get it, because
6 days.
Yeah, yes. What's actually 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah, 7 days before he comes in here.
7 days, and then apparently both Ranger and Calvin. I haven't done the event yet. I've seen some of it on online, but
I'm getting everything to R7 like, just for it.
Like do I need to pack a ham on rye and like camp out somewhere, because that's what I'm hearing, and I'm scared.
It's the first 2 battles are fine. The last battle against Kenobi's fine. It's those middle battles, Ahsoka, Maul, Grandmaster Yoda, all those fights are horrifying, because the way the event works is you face the Grand Inquisitor first. The first 2 phases and the last one, it's immaterial unless he kills somebody, but he won't do it in the first 2, and then the last one, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be Kenobi anyway. Those middle fights, man, he starts getting that purge and his hits will take you out. I had God mods on my characters. It ended up taking me 4.5 hours to beat that event, because you just need RNG. It's a tough one. I would say GAS is still the benchmark of just insanity, because of the phase 4 in GAS, because there's no synergy between Asajj and the droids. It's just a hard, stupid RNG fight. This one's pretty close, because once you get to like the 3rd fight, the 4th, 5th, 6th fight, Grand Inquisitor could take some of your characters out and you got to start all over again. And that's even with God mods and stuff like that on. So if you have Relic 7, that's going to help. If you have God mods on, that's going to help. You're still going to need some RNG, the way the turns go and stuff. So yeah.
3 out of my 5 Inquisitors are Relic 7. So
that's just get them all to 7. That'll make a big difference in the fight, and you're going to have to put your best mods on.
Yeah, we need them anywhere for Reva. So that's my mentality.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you got to put them to 7 anyway. So because Reva is just going to. I don't have enough time in a day to talk about how good I think she's going to be.
Oh, she's going to be ridiculous.
She's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, she is going to be dynamite, man. She is going to be that good. So you can just see her kit on paper and go, yeah, that looks really delicious. But you need 330 of her to unlock her. So the more you can get
that should come quickly though, with it being
depending on your guild. Well, depending on your guild and how many have, the team and stuff, right, to do it, right. If you miss this opportunity now, we don't know when he's coming back. It could be another 6 months when he comes in permanently.
Yeah. So the mission itself also seems to be closer to Watt than it does Cam. Mm-hmm. So because that was one of the issues with Cam. And I like the Cam mission. I think it was really cool how it worked out. but like there were guilds that had like 20 people that qualified and were getting 0 shards. With Grand, I think even if you're kind of poking around, you'll probably at least get half.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think how many we got. We got 5 the first day. More did it the second day. I don't know how many we're going to get, but yeah. But we only have so many people that have one Grand Inquisitor unlocked. I'm one of them, but I don't have the characters Relic 7. I think we've only got about 10 people that have roughly the Relic 7 requirements, if that, to do the mission itself. So far, we were 5 out of 7 on the first day when they attempted it. So yes, indeed. So
we were able to squeeze out 2, so I'll take 2.
Yeah.
I'll take 2 all day.
But I think once we get there, it'll go fast, because if you're doing it twice a month, then you can get 40 to 50. That'll knock it out pretty quickly. So yeah. But if you're in a guild that's only getting 5 a month,
that's going to be a hot minute.
Even 10, that's going to take you a hot minute. It's going to take a little time to get that done. I'm pulling out there. Good morning, Sir Loki. I bet it is great. Yeah, you're in the guild that's one of those monster guilds that can do that. Very nice. Good morning, Phil Reagan. Good morning, everybody. I haven't had a chance to say good morning to everybody. Let me go if I had any other questions here. Let me go back a little bit. Let's see here. Hellenix, question for Ranger. Guess who will be meeting up with later today at an undisclosed location? Give up. It's Paul from the Skate Podcast. It'll be like a live action Hellion noob short. Okay. Well, have fun with that. And I'm really happy you guys are getting a chance to. It's always cool when you can meet people from the community. I really enjoy it. So yeah. Dark Sign question. I'm ready for the Grand Inquisitor event. Any suggestion on how to mod my Inquisitors for the best chance of success? Thanks. 7 Sister, fast, 350 speed. You want as much offense on Second Sister as you can, as beefy as you can get 9th, and then fast as you can on 5th Brother as well, because you want him taking as many turns, and then potency and damage on 8th. That's the best thing you can do for those. You want 7th and 8th or 5th going right behind each other. So 7th goes first, right behind her is 5th, and then the rest doing their thing. So still gonna be an RNG. I wish I could tell you anything. You can put your best god mods of those mods on those characters, and you're still gonna have a tough fight. If you get the wrong RNG, he kills one of your tunes. There's not much you can do. But yeah. Question from Tumblr. Anyone had any luck with CNTB? Yeah, it's just not Dathmir. I used to see the other Dark Side missions. And actually, I used him against was it the Reek? Yeah, the Reek mission. With a couple, I used him and a couple tanks, and I did it no problem. So, and then phase 1, I don't remember, but yeah. Dathmir though,
no, nope.
Yeah, I used him against the Reek as well. That was honestly really easy. I think I misplayed it a lot and still won.
Yeah.
And then phase 1. I had to actually use him under Palpatine, because when I put him on his own, he just died.
Yeah, he's just not those Dark Side missions. Whew. But yeah, the phase 2 Reek mission is a good one. I think the Nexu is what you want to use Lord Vader against, and then the Acolyte use SLKR. So yeah, or if you want to use SLKR versus Nexu, that's fine too. Lord Vader versus Acolyte. Both.
Yeah, I think you can mix it a little bit.
You mix them up. I did the opposite there. What else? 23, but yeah. Lord Vader, Darth Vader one-shot the Nexu. I just threw his saber and whoop, he was dead. But yeah, C definitely versus the Reek. And then, yeah, if you want to go Lord Vader versus Acolyte, that might be a play, because they can take a lot more damage. I went there with SLKR, and holy God, half my team got wiped out immediately. Kazakagi says, I'll just get Grand Inquisitor next Christmas. Well, by the summer, his event should be fully here, so one way or the other, so... Hopefully before Christmas next year, Kazakagi, but it's too easy. You might get them. So, and I think that's what the community's mainly working on. I've looked at Dr. Afra, farming it slow, and I mean super slow.
Yep.
Because I still have to get Hondo and Sana and them, but it's not a priority. We've got people in the guild for where we're going to be at for a while. I'll slow farm it. I'll get Hondo up because of his specific mission, and I do want Hondo, and he's a Cantina farm. I'm going to try to get that done as quickly as possible with refreshes. But yeah, while I'm doing that,
he's an 802, so you can get it done in like 11 days. I think it's something stupid.
It was quick. It wasn't that long.
But I've got to get the Inquisitors up first, because I can hold off on Hut Cartel. I'd like to have them there, but I can do the job and missions with bounty hunters. I confirm that, so they're next. But I got to get Hondo done because I don't know where Sauna's going to end up, but we know 000 and BT1 are now on hard nodes, and I'm starting their farm as well. And it is nice that, you know, with the if you go to the store and log in, you get your free reward. They are giving you those characters. I was like, oh, that's sweet. That's not bad. Take whatever help I can get. So, but that's,
yeah, I got Cantina energy yesterday. It was great.
I got it today. I was like, ooh, that's creamy. I was like, well, hello, me. Yesterday I got ship energy. Today I got Cantina, I think. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I'll take that. You know, hey, whatever you can get your damn hands on is all that matters. Hey, Beskar Bandito. What's going on, buddy? All right, get your questions in. Anything Star Wars related, Phil SWGOH related, go ahead and get those in. If you have a question, again, follow the format. Put the word question in front of your actual question statement and or comment that you want us to respond to. And we will get those scooped up. So get those in. Good morning to everybody. Beskar just showed up. Ray Rock's here. Of course, you know, the Geek Greek and the Wolf's in there. We got content creators in there. Tila Mad was in there earlier. I forgot to shout him out. So what's up, homies? What's going on, Tila Mad? You can see him and Calvin on the Mad podcast. What do you call it? The Mad
Awesome Show.
Yes.
It is a podcast, though.
Yeah. You can check that out. You guys record that, what, on Mondays?
We used to. Yeah, we very, very recently have transitioned to Thursdays. But you can find it on Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah, I got to do that for our new lore series. So I got to go spend some time this weekend figuring that shit out. So it's like, what hoops am I going to jump through to get content creators? So,
yeah, Calvin, good to actually chat with you. Been a fan of your guys' show for a while.
Yeah, thanks. I actually listened to your and Tilo's show a while back too. It was really cool.
Yeah, we're trying. We actually just started doing live Twitch streams, so we're moving up in the world slowly.
That's good. The interactions there are fun. I struggle a little bit sometimes because I want to talk to them, but you have to do it to a certain point because what you can't have a halfway conversation and post it as a podcast. It ends up being a little weird.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm just getting some more vape juice because I'm 2 weeks without chewing tobacco, and all I do is vape now, and much better off, but I still have my moments. So if you see me puff a lot, it's going to be another couple weeks before I'm fully past the chewing tobacco habit. So unfortunately, so if I'm puff passing, you can see what's going on. All right, let me look here. Any other questions? Oh, there we go. Kazakage question: when will Eth Koth and Kid Fisto get a buff and be great again? Not anytime in the near future. I don't know what they're doing with the other Jedi. I mean, here's the thing about the Jedi faction: half of it is stellar, right? And then the other half is just, like it's just not good. It's just,
to say the least.
Yeah. Let's talk about vaping. Hey, I'm all about vaping. I mean, it's you guys know I've made a lot of transitions in my life recently where I have lost 55 pounds. I eat healthier. I work out religiously. I've given up chewing tobacco now, and I've done a lot of stuff. So that was just the next stage. And I got to tell you, being as healthy as I was really made kicking the habit a lot easier. And big shout out to Desi because she was the one that suggested vaping because she was like, you know, you should probably give that up. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. She's like, yeah, try vaping instead. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And sure enough, it really, between the vaping and everything, it made it. You know, sometimes I get an urge to have something in my mouth. It's just a habit. I'll chew some gum, right? I'll just put some gum in my mouth and chew on that for about 10, 15 minutes and then get past the urge to want to go down the store and buy some chewing tobacco. So really addictive habit. Don't do it, guys. I'm not going to even bother with that. I'm just not going to chew, period. They're Jack Daniels. So yeah. Just not interested. I just want to break the habit, period. So it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to break a habit like that. It's just the nicotine withdrawal, but vaping's great. I love it. It's really, really good. So Any other news? I'm trying to think. Oh, if you guys didn't see it, man, community stepped up again. I got to give a couple shout outs here. First of all, to Hello There for my guild and fellow skewer. Sent me this week we got a buttload of Star Wars Lego sets, and I'm talking the expensive ones like X-Wings, the new ship from Book of Boba Fett, Mando's new ship. Some Funko Pops like Jedi Luke with Baby Grogu and Ahsoka. We also have just a lot of stuff over there he sent me. I can't imagine what that shit costs, but that's for what we're going to be doing next year. Again, we're going to start picking up doing more of our hospital visits for the kids. A big shout out to Hello There. I mean, I opened that box and it was a giant box. I'm like, what? And then he told me he was sending me a bunch of Lego stuff. I had no idea what he was sending me. And then I opened the box. I'm like, what in the hell is this? So a big shout out to Hello There and for what he did. And then shout out to everybody in the community and especially Contingent 33, Ahsoka Meow Meow, and Carthrick, who last Friday threw much shoeies and stuff. I have the brand new Beskar Mando armor set coming in, the authentic Beskar Mando set coming in. And we raised the money for it and got it so I can wear that costume and stuff. We've got a baby Grogu that should be here tomorrow, the animatronic one. That'll be nice. I'll do another little event here in the next couple of weeks to get the money raised for his container so we can put the animatronic Baby Yoda in there because that'll be great for the kids, right? I'm putting this costume together and stuff. When we visit the hospitals, they know who Beskar Mando is. When I've worn Darth Revan before, they didn't know who that was. They just know some evil bad guy, Star Wars guy. They didn't know who the hell that was. But this set is unbelievable. We have the Darksaber behind me. We've got Mando's helmet already, the Black Series helmet. I've got the armor now. We'll have the pistol, the gun, everything will be coming in the next 6 to 8 weeks. It takes time. It's a fully tailored, authentic, 501st approved costume. So yeah. Damn. Have I been able to schedule some time for streaming Andor? Yeah, I'm going to do it during the holidays there. What else 3? I just have not had any time because of goddamn everything going on between lore videos and cutting videos and streams and other stuff. And plus not streaming, I got other stuff, real life going on. So just not had the time. It's been really crazy. I may try for tomorrow. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because every time I've wanted to do something like last 2 weekends, I was outside, one, either doing 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours of Christmas light decorations, or two, outside clean up all the goddamn leaves outside that needed to be cleaned up. So that just kicked my ass. And the only day I really had to do, the day off I had, the day off was really not a day off. I was out there busting my ass. So yeah, I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow we'll see their What Else 3. If I can get it in, I will. I'll put that announcement in Discord. If not, I definitely will do it during the week, during the holidays, because I'm not going to be streaming as much for the holidays. I'm just not going to be streaming. Family. Got to get family in. So, all right. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, get your questions in. Anything else going on in the game? I mean, GAC is GAC. We did mine last night. I lost to a monster count, 11.4 million versus my 9.6. But we only lost by 2, 18-14 to 18-16. So almost pulled off the upset there on that big account. So that was pretty nice. Anything else? We just went live for the battalion. Is that Wolf? Yeah, it's the Wolf. Well, if you want to see 6 hours of content, go watch. You can get the Wolf on Twitch while you're watching us here on YouTube. You can still keep us up because for 2 hours he's gonna talk about other stuff in the game. So Tilo Mad says, I'm here. What do you mean? Huh? What is Tilo talking about? I'm here. What do you mean you're here? Here where? What? Tilo, you psycho, what are you talking about? I'm here.
He's here.
Here. Well, yeah, I know you're in the chat. I've been pimping your and Calvin stuff. I know you're there. I even shouted you out. What do you mean, buddy? Calvin, what's going on with your friend?
I think it might have been because you said like, oh, I think he's here, and Tilo's just confirming it.
I
think that's what he's saying.
Okay, yeah.
I could be wrong.
I'm always down to talk Lore Ranger. Well, just message me, dude. We won't be doing another episode on that one. We can get you on the next special. We have you as a special guest. Now it's called Star Wars Lore with Idiots. So I mean, you're a lore expert. So yeah, you may have to help me educate the morons on Star Wars lore, and they ask some really ridiculous questions. You know, with Ram and Karth and Kashmir. If you've heard the lore series, they you have to be very patient. You have to be a very patient adult with the kids. So yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, message me, Tila. We'll set something up because we just recorded this last one and we won't do another one because of the holidays until the beginning of January. But yeah, you're more than welcome to come jump in and talk lore. I'll give you the subject that we're going to discuss, and if you're down, you can help me talk about it and try to educate the masses. I'm always down for that. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Just get your questions in, guys. I mean, what else went on this week in SWGOH? We just mainly been talking about the new TB. That's been the big focus. We got Dr. Afra's kit this week. Was that this week that we got Dr. Afra's kit? I think
Yeah, it was.
week.
That was like 2 days ago.
Yes. Yeah. I might get Jedi Academy in next Saturday because it is Christmas Eve, but it's in the morning. I might get that in. New Year's Eve is not going to happen. I'm going to be having some. My mom's birthday is the night before and stuff, so no, that next 31st. But I may get one in for Christmas Eve. Oh, we'll do a Christmas Jedi Academy. Yeah, what do you guys think of her kit? I mean, I know it's powerful. What do you guys think of Dr. Afra?
Go ahead, Calvin. You go first.
I haven't really had that much of a chance to look into her. From what I've been told, she seems solid, and she's able to, from the testing we've seen, she's able to beat a few Galactic Legends, which puts her on par with Starkiller, because he can't beat all of them, but he can beat a handful of few, and that's really all you can ask for from these essentially pseudo Galactic Legends.
Yeah, agree. What do you think, old man Logan?
I was able to catch a little bit of it on HNN when Sarah and Pico were doing the kit reveal and discussion, and I mean, it's on paper, it's impressive. It looks like she could do some work, especially with those murder droids. So I just don't know if it's something I'm gonna go after immediately right now. I just feel like there's some other priorities and teams that I need to shore up before I start diving into that. But,
it's a long-term project for me as well, brother. Trust me. I feel
it's just it looks great. It's flashy, but I want to get my Inquisitors squared away. I want to get a couple of my Hut Cartel up to Relic 8, shore up that team. There's just too much stuff to do.
It really is. No, it looks really good. I mean, I like the kit. Karth has her, and the event, we talked about it on the lunch stream on Thursday. We talked about her, the event. Phase 1's a pain in the ass, but the other phases are pretty much like, you just beat it, and especially the last one, it's just like, here's your reward kind of thing. It's very cinematic, he said, but that she's pretty good, as was described by Calvin. So yeah, it's a long-term project goal, but it's not something you're going to want to go out and have to have for your account. So yeah. CT says, what's a good comp to use in challenge tier 2 of Ground War? I can't 3-star it. Challenge tier 2 of Ground.
Jedi Luke with something.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I've beaten that. It actually flat out beat it. Jedi Luke Lee can do it, right? You treat it like you're doing TB. And by that I mean your time and your abilities. So you go into the next phase with all your stuff, especially in the later fights of Challenge Tier 2. You have Jedi Master Luke, he destroys it. I mean, Jedi Master Luke, who did I go in there with? I didn't even have Cam. Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Luke, Grandmaster Yoda, Hermit Yoda, I think, right? You're using Jedi. And who else did I have in there? Basla? I may have had Jedi Revan and Basla in there when I did it. It's been a hot minute, but Jedi Master Luke will do good work. Jedi Luke Lee with really good Jedi will do it. But those are the only two leads that you have any remote possibility. Jedi Revan lead.
JMK can probably do it. I've never tried it.
Ray Rock says I used Old Man Luke, Revan, Yoda, Jedi Luke, and GK. Yeah, you can throw gas in there if you wanted to. Yeah, gas is a good piece. Yeah, try Jedi Luke lead and just treat it like you're doing Lightside TB, where you're timing his, get him whittled down, and then as you move to each phase, just use your basics and time that last hit so they all have turn meter. Use it, you use your big hit to finish off the final character. So you go into the next battle, you've got turn meter, and you're ready to stun and do all your stuff with that team. So yeah, that's what you got to approach that fight with Jedi Knight Luke, and then Jedi Master Luke, just get him to ultimate and he just wrecks. I mean, he wrecks the shit out of that. Ray Rock has a good suggestion on Man Luke, Revan, Yoda, Jedi Knight Luke, and GK. That's a good team too. Jedi Knight Luke is the best lead. Yeah, you can. So yeah, do that and just treat the fight like that, and you should be fine, dude. Yeah, I gotta think about that, man. That's how long ago I beat that. I didn't even think about it because I just sim it now. So when someone asks me a question like that, I'm like,
Oh, I know. There's been a couple questions whenever the Immortal Kane and I do our podcast, and somebody will be like, "Hey, I'm stuck on this mission on this certain event," and I just, stare at them frozen like a deer in headlights, like, "Oh shit, I now have to try to remember this."
You know what I got asked this week? Someone asked me about the Malik event. I have not touched the Malik event in a long time. Like, they were having difficulty. I went in there and I still don't have Zalbar and Mission, relic. And so I went in there, but I went in there and I showed him how to beat it, because it'd been a while, but it's like riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride a bike, you can just pick a bike up, and it may take you a second, but you remember, it comes back to you. I'm like, do this. You want to hit these, and you want him to get this buff here and do this, and then they beat it, So it was interesting when you get asked these questions about people that are just doing the events for the first time. I haven't touched that event in a year and a half, a year at least, since I looked at it. About 2 months ago, someone said, "How do you beat the gas event? What's the best strategy?" I'm like, well, I'll do it, but I mean, this is what you're looking for. And we went and actually did it. So yeah. These older events you don't think about, like bounty hunters. Now the bounty hunter event, like when we were getting Chupio, was much more difficult because we didn't have some of the bounty.
God.
We didn't have half the damn bounty hunters we got now. That event's much easier than it was before because of the new pieces. But that gas phase 4, man. Good God in heaven.
I think the Tripio event is probably the closest I've ever come to actually throwing a very expensive phone.
Yeah, that one took me about 6.5 hours to finally beat. But we didn't have the bounty hunters that we do now. But the GATS event is static. It ain't changing, and there ain't no more file. There's no separatists you can add to. Well, you have to use those pieces regardless. So you can mix and match, I think, some of the bounty hunters, but you can't do that for the GATS event. So that's still one of my 18 hours of pain.
Yeah, the Immortal Kane is actually streaming on Twitch tonight. He's finishing out his Jedi Master Luke. He'll have enough tickets to get him to 7-star. And then I think in a week, he's going to start streaming the gas event. And I just said to him, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. You're going to need it, kid.
I'll be there for moral support, brother. I'll be there.
Oh, I got you, Tila, Matt. I got you, buddy. Hello, next question for the panel. I'm finally now bringing up my Imperial Troopers Relic 5 because of the new TB requirements. It is Relic 8, but all others are 3 at best. For the panel, what fortunes are best for an Imperial Trooper squad? Right up to Relic 5 minimum. It depends on what you're fighting.
Good question. I love my Imperial Troopers.
So standard team that you want to use, and I mix and match this. Like sometimes I'll do a Vader cleanup and I won't even have a full imp troop team. It'll be, it's always Veers and Piet and Dark Trooper. Now the other two can be mixed and matched depending on what you're doing. Like you don't even need Stark. You can put Stark with Iden, and he's really good with her. So you can put Range Trooper on that team, and you can either go Gideon or a tank. Like if you're not going to use one of the tanks on the Iden team. But Gideon's really good on that team to get the team off because you just want them to go first. He can be really fast and he can get loose. However, there's certain times, like when I'm doing a Vader cleanup or something along those lines, especially against Vader, I'm not bringing in Gideon. He does nothing for me against that. I'm bringing in Shock T for her cleanse on the team. But a standard team, you'll see if you don't have Gideon. Veers lead, always Veers lead, Piet, Stark, Dark Trooper, and then you can either go range, you can go whichever one you want, but that's a pretty standard team. And depending on what you're using, it'll be mixed and matched. Range Trooper's really good on that team. He's also good on the Iden team, but I mean, I really like that range. I like Range Trooper on that specific team because he gets a lot of calls and assists with Dark Trooper, the counterattack, the extra protection and stuff. It really makes a difference. I know. What do you guys? Any thoughts on the Trooper team combinations and stuff that you like?
I would say the layout that you had of obviously, yes, definitely. Veer's lead, Piet, Colonel Stark, Range Trooper, Dark Trooper. That is like that is pretty much the core. And then Iden, you can have Shore Trooper, Snow Trooper, Magma Trooper,
Death Trooper.
Death Trooper. And then Moff Gideon, I use him kind of like I think Moff Gideon is one of those good situational tunes where
he's a floater.
You might see a quirky team in GAC that you're like, well, I think if I threw in Vader and Thrawn and then I can put in Gideon and wipe out their turn meter and then just go to town and just wipe the team out. So, I mean, for wanting to start or get your troopers up there, I would go with that core squad of 5 first and then branch out from there. But eventually, you're going to want all your troopers up there, at least the Relic 5.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Calvin?
No, I think you guys kind of hit it. The primary 3 you can't trade. It's Veers, Piet, Dark. I do have affinity for range. The assist being called out synergizes just too well with Emperor's Trap because whenever one of those surprise ones come out, you don't only get the nice damage, but you get turn meter.
Yeah,
which helps kind of close some other gaps. The 5th one, I mean, it kind of doesn't matter. Like you can use Gideon. But as you guys have said, he has like 6 other homes if you so please. I've used Stark before. He doesn't do terribly bad. And then most of the other ones just typically end up with Iden for me. But yeah.
And I would say Stark is another floater because you can put him on put him on the Iden team and then you're fine. If you want him as your 5th instead of Gideon, you can. If you want to put him on the Iden team, you can.
Does that, correct me if I'm wrong, does that mess up something in her kit if there's another Imperial Trooper that has the leader tag?
Yes.
Oh, it completely destroys it. You lose like half her kit.
Yeah, you can't do that. So you can't use some of these. That's why you have to go certain combinations.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because if you put somebody with a leader tag in an Iden team, it kind of cripples it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you lose like a ton of stuff.
But it's still a fantastic team. I mean, I love running troopers whenever I get a chance. I mean, who did we use against yesterday? I mean, my opponent put down an Akbar team, and we just did we use against that? I'm trying to remember who we used against, but just destroyed. I mean, absolutely destroyed it. It's just if it gets first and if you got now there's certain modding that you have to do on that team. It's got to be 350 speed or faster to compete with some of these teams.
Absolutely.
You need around minimum 9,500 offense or higher physical damage on your Dark Trooper. Those are 2 key components of that team. The other ones are pretty standard modding, but those 2 have got to have. You got to get Piet to go, and you got to get him to put the buff on Dark Trooper and get that thing going. You got to hit certain points because if troopers are facing a weak offensive team that they're taking, they can take some damage and stuff, and then still get their turn. Then you're okay. But if you're facing a powerhouse team and you don't go first, you're dead. They're going to get destroyed unless you got like a tank in there, like sure, but even then you're still going to get destroyed. Like it all comes down to the modding.
I still hold my breath when I put my troopers up against a Maul-led Mandalorian team. I'm like, this could go south.
I beat that 2 GACs ago, 2 battles ago, where we went in there and did that, and yeah, your pucker factor is high.
Oh yeah,
so yeah, it's not. Rayrock says,
you're like, this may go well. We're gonna find out. We're gonna learn today.
And pray to the baby Jesus. Rayrock says the same goes for Qui-Gon, Anakin Cam team. I see people use non-Galactic Republic Jedi for the other 2 slots, and GC that negates the 60 speed. Yeah, I don't understand. I've seen that a couple times. Like,
yeah,
what? What?
What was the question?
No, it's not just an observation from
Rayrock.
Yeah. That he sees the same thing with Qui-Gon where they put a Jedi in, but it's not GR, and it's like, well, that defeats the purpose. Now your team's completely useless. It doesn't do anything. And that even makes Bad Batch way more easier to use.
Yeah, that one actually happens. I see that one a lot.
Yeah, it's like what's shocking is when you see it on an account that's like 10 million plus, and you see that combination. Like, you've been doing this for a while. You do know you need all GR Jedi, right? Maybe just they had a brain fart moment. I don't know, because it's hard to explain.
I've seen that once where somebody put Ezra Bridger in there, and I just kind of looked at it and went, "Oh, that's Bad Batch food."
It still is Bad Batch food. I mean, as long as you have your echo fast enough, it does quite well. We did it last night and wrecked the team, as is tradition. You still can get, if they're fast, you can still withstand it, because if Qui-Gon goes and then Anakin goes first with your Bad Batch, they can take the hit, and then if they go, then you're still good. But sometimes you get that RNG where Anakin doesn't get stunned, or he gets loose and he'll take out a character or two, and you're like, oh, god damn it. As long as you take out Qui-Gon, it's a 2-shot, but you're trying to avoid the 2-shot, if at all possible. You're trying to get those points.
Well, I try to keep a lovely Datacron with lots of potency.
Yeah, potency and protection, because just in case that hit goes off, you want to have as much beefiness on that team as possible. Speaking of Datacrons, we got the new Datacron set in the store. I just got a new one to Relic 3, or to level 3. I'm not spending any more on it, but I mean, I was like, huh. Well, that's all right, because I do need one for the Inquisitors. They brought the Inquisitors back. The circuit is now complete, fellas. When we started the first round of Datacrons, it had Inquisitors. We're up to number 6, and we have Inquisitors.
And that's the fastest
dark
side again.
Good lord, man.
Oh yeah, we have Scoundrel and Droids, so you don't get the level
That's
3
true.
bonus, but you can get a lot of the level 6 bonuses. Like, I'm looking at this is weird, but I'm looking at like getting the Scoundrel one for anti-revive to put on JMK.
Yeah.
So that Cat's first leap will annihilate whoever, whether it's Chrysanthemum or Swolo with the revives or not.
Yep. That's pretty gross, because she is a scoundrel. We caught that one, and then one for the Inquisitors is going to be pretty nice, especially for Grand Inquisitor and the team. Yeah, the other ones are pretty standard. I do like, and I thank God this last set and this set do not have dodge or deflection in it. Thank the maker that they are getting away.
There's an evasion up, but that's much more tame because you can just dispel that.
You can dispel that. I'm okay with that, but the Datacron, in my opinion, has been the worst Datacron they have put out. That thing is just stupid bad. It's just so.
One Datacron completely reshaped GAC.
Not just GAC, TW.
Yeah, TW.
TW, because it's who can get through the Vader wall the most effectively. And then GAC, it's come down to matches where it's like, did you beat the Lord Datacron, or did you not beat the Lord Datacron? That's the trick. So,
and as much as we hate it, we all have one.
Yeah. And then Nathaniel Morgan in the chat says, no faction has been shoved down our throats more than Inquisitors. No, I disagree. Ray with Hell still I could handle.
I really did not. I have not gotten those complaints at all. Like, I've heard people say it, but I don't get it. Like, Ray with Hellsteel is super manageable.
Yeah, I mean, I had no problem with that. But this dodge shit where you can't hit them. Like,
Whip
you
sauce.
just can't.
Whip sauce.
And that
Whip
completely, ruins your chance. Because I had one, was it 3 fights ago, where took out the entire squad, used SLKR, couldn't finish him off. I went in there to finish him off with troopers, could not hit the dude and got crushed. And it was like, okay, I lose. But there was ways around that Ray Datacron. There's nothing you can do, even with.
Oh yeah, and all the main counters, like they already had a solution to it. Like Starkiller and C both have shock, so you can't. Hellsteel means nothing if you can't heal. And then SLKR always built up his damage anyways. Like, I don't really know what. I guess it probably made JML difficult.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, that's one counter going down versus all of them. That's, I don't know. I did not find that hard or even annoying at all.
No, the Hellsteel Ray was doable, but for instance, my opponent, I'm just as guilty of this, of complaining about it, yet being an opportunist. I placed my Lord Vader with 104% dodge, because that's all he has. All his secondaries are dodge. My opponent attacked twice, didn't kill it, and that's all he did.
Yeah, what do you do after that? I mean, and because I even put Axe here on my Fennec as a cleanup team, if I wanted to use it. it's just, if you can't hit, even with an accuracy arrow on her and everything, her bonuses, he still misses. Even on 25% dodge, right? That's the thing that really, like, that you at 25%, it gets really wonky. Anything above that, it's just, you're just praying that you land hits because you have no idea what the RNG is going to give you. And I can't stand it. I really can't. And with the way Vader, he's got fast ultimate and everything like that, you're in big trouble because he's just going to dot you, get into ultimate in like 2 turns, and then you're just in big trouble because you're just going to get ability blocked and you're going to get destroyed. You can't kill him fast enough because he gains health back when he does his stupid AoE and shit. And so even though it doesn't have health steal, it's still annoying as dog shit to face that. It's by far. Now, Nathaniel Morgan, if you think the Ray health steal one, that was a cruddy one too, but it was manageable in my opinion. But hey, gotcha. I just think the Datacron has been the absolute most dog shit Datacron they put out, hands down. And I've been very happy these last 2 have not had any of those bullshit stats. They're all manageable in my opinion.
Do you guys think this new Datacron set because once Lord Vader goes away, the next set obviously is going to be more prominent. Jabba's Datacron is really good. I know a lot of people don't have Jabba yet, more are trickling in. But do you guys think this next Inquisitorcron for this new set is just going to wipe out the Jabbacron?
I'm wondering if it is, because I'm going to test that out. Because I do want to use GLs or my Inquisitors against Jabbacron. I'm going to test that out. My plan was to use Vader because Lord Vader, no matter, even if Jabba has that Datacron, he's still going to eat his ass.
Yeah.
But yeah. I know Karth likes to use the Inquisitors against Jabbas. But yeah, I think if you get the right Datacron, yeah, I think you can still, because the Inquisitors, and it's a lot of heavy modding, but we're doing it anyway because we have to have them for the new TB. I think that's a fair shout out for that team. It's going to be interesting to see once the Datacron goes away, like defense is going to change dramatically. Like Lord Vader probably be more offense and not defense, and some other things are going to change too. Because yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we set up 5v5. 3v3 is still 3v3. It's just 3v3.
It's a shit show.
Shit show. So yeah. Okay, get your questions in, guys. We're just chilling and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, Noel just wrote me a message, said, imagine if Health Still Ray though with if Ben Swallow had been out with that. Now that statement I agree with. If she had this that 500% health steal with Ben Swallow, that would have been horrifying because you could not beat that team. I don't know how you would do it.
It would get back over the 100% threshold instantly, because now it's not, Ben's a little bit more solvable because you can just leave Ray at like her 1% health. You kill Ben, then you go back.
Yeah.
But her staying at 1% health if she has health steal is going to be problematic. Like I'm running health steal Ray, but I mean this variation's health steal is only like 100%, so it's not nearly as visible.
No. Yeah, you imagine if Ben had been out there, holy God. Yeah, that would have made Ray OP as dog hell. Oh God. Oh, just thinking about it just giving me shivers. But it's not a thing, so we don't have to worry about it. But please don't do that, CG, ever. Oh God. But yeah, the stats on the new Datacrons, the abilities, pretty standard. I have no problem with it.
I like them. I thought,
I still hate Datacrons, but I mean, at least these are reasonable. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I try to bring as many Datacrons to level 9 as I possibly can, and that way you're getting so many secondary stats depending on where you're putting your rerolls and where you tweak them. But I don't, like if before I unlocked Jabba, I had the Jabbacron, and I didn't put it on Jabba obviously because I didn't have them, but I looked at the stats and placed the team on defense and went, ooh, they could benefit from those very well.
Yeah. But yeah, like I've got Jabba's Datacron because I rolled it up and got it, and it's got the DI on it, which is fantastic. But I also had one for Big K, but I don't need that one anymore, so I'm using that for the bounty hunters. So that gives them all DI when they go in there.
Yeah.
And which is really nice. And when this Datacron goes away, that team's going to be really awesome against Vader on defense. So because he ain't going to get all that bullshit he had before. So it'll be back to happy days with Fennec again. Not that I don't have happy days with her now. She still does some good work because I've actually taken out some Vader comps with that Datacron against Vader's, or just got him down, and then I'm like, okay, let's go in there with this. Okay. So yeah, that dodge stuff. Even then, it's like miss. Like, God damn it! Oh my God, I can't stand it. It's so horrifying. But I'm glad to see that they're going away. Still not a big fan of Datacrons, but they're here and they're not going anywhere. And much as we bitch and complain about them, I mean, yeah. You know, the other thing too is that we were talking about this week on the streams too. Is can they stop squishing us out of Kyber 1? Like, I was looking at it, I went like 6-3 in 3v3, and I had a lower rating than when I finished because they keep squishing. I mean, they should just come out and say, we just want 1,000 players in Kyber 1. We don't care about your crystals. I can't figure out why they keep squishing. I mean, Kyber 1 has gone from thousands and thousands of players to not many thousands of players now. And because
the squish is definitely noticeable, big time.
And it's intentional. But if you're going to say you only want like 1,000 players to be in the top Kyber 1, then just say that. Don't do this shit where, you know, you're doing this.
Have you guys seen like the analytics on it, like the stuff Taliana's done?
Just some stuff. I've seen some stuff, but yeah, you got some information. I'd love to hear it there, Calvin.
Yeah, no,
because it looks, and this is fun. It looks like it's not intentional, but the way that it's currently running is it's not that they're trying to squeeze it down to 1,000. That the way that everything's getting switched down is eventually it's just not going to exist if they keep doing what they've been doing with it. Because you're right, like the threshold hasn't changed, but the way they reorganize everything when new players enter, when new players exit, or old players exit, new players enter, it's essentially just dragging not even Kyber 1 down, but the whole thing down. Like even Kyber 2 is getting smaller. And eventually it's just going to get to the point where it's super noticeable that there's only like 100 people even in Kyber 1. It'll take a while, but that's where it's headed.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because it's like you said, if we have a winning record, which I've been having winning records in GAC, the worst I've done is 4-5. And then it's usually 5-4, 6-3 in GAC. So if I'm winning and I'm improving from where I was when the GAC started, but then I get squished and my rating is worse than it was before, what's my incentive for this game mode again? Like, you want us to compete, but then you're crushing our will to compete. What's the point of competing if we're just going to get kicked out anyway? And if you're going to affect my crystals in that way, now I'm really starting to get angry. I know it's only 20 a day, but that adds up over time.
It does.
You know? And plus the winning, you get less if you win in Kyber 2 than you do Kyber 1. So if you're going to mess with my crystals, at least say you're going to mess with my crystals and stuff. This is the thing, the communication has been sorely lacking on this, guys. And it's really frustrating. Like, if you have a plan, tell us what the plan is, what you want to do. If you're squishing,
so Calvin, this is an unintended byproduct of the system.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like their algorithm or whatever is messed up. How they have it currently set it to do. So it appears unintentional because at its current rate, there's no way to really stop it.
Oh shit.
Like, oh, they could go in there and manhandle it. Not saying like it's going to be this way forever, but if they don't make a change to the way that it's currently set up, it's just going to keep happening.
That can't be a thing.
No, that can't be a thing. That's ugly. That's a whole lot ugly.
I mean, I don't mind if I get into Kyber 2 because I have losing seasons and I'm just getting my ass kicked, and you know that's just the way it is. That's just the law of that's the law of the jungle, right? People have better accounts. Hey, they beat me. Great. I get sent to Kyber 2. But if I'm getting sent to Kyber 2 because I have a winning record, but I'm getting squished out, that bothers me.
Or you're not spending as much.
It's like, you know, and I need every crystal I can get right now trying to get all these goddamn characters to roll. So I'm very economical with all my choices and shit. Like, come on, CG, just tell me what your plan is. You know, just say, hey, well, this is what the data's showing. This is what we're thinking about. I may not like the answer, but at least communicate to me what you're doing. So that way, you know, I don't have all these strange thoughts in my head as I'm seeing this happening. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, how do I...
Well, I'm not sure they were aware it was happening. That's the thing.
That bothers me too. Like,
that's another... There's other reasons why that's bad.
You know, it's just another scenario of, you know, the motor's running, but nobody's behind the wheel.
That's really
Like,
the great analogy.
How are you not aware that this kind of shit is happening? Like, I'm 100% positive that Solo and Zareth addressed this in one of their previous episodes, and I'm listening to it going, wait a minute, how the fuck did they not know this?
It's
like, you are a $1 billion money grabbing machine, and you don't have some poor schlep staring at a screen going, guys, you might want to look at this.
I don't know. It's just very odd. It was brought up. I mean, I noticed it, but it hadn't really been on my radar. It's kind of like, oh, that's annoying. And then I think it was Whitefly, and I was curious, can you bring this up, because he's in the same boat I am. It's like Carr talked about it. I mean, he was doing his thing, and then he got squished to a point where he's like, I have the same rating, but he was just like, this is just what it's like when you look at it, you're like, wait, what?
Like, you had a winning record, but you barely moved.
So it's just like, okay, what you got to think about this, CG, and because if the incentive is you like someone that wants to do GAC, they want to invest, they want to, because they're competitive, they want to climb higher, they'll invest the money and resources into the game to do that. But if they don't really see a pathway because they're going to get squished out through all their hard work and stuff, then what's their incentive? Again, it's just some of these moves, like CG does stuff where I just like applaud them, right? The new packs. I mean, I've talked about this in the past. You see what they did for Maz, and I love it, and I give them mad props. And then you see them do other stuff, you just kind of go, huh? You did what? It's like TB, the new TB. It's feast or famine. Love the new TB. Love the setup. Love the battles. Love the way they've got it structured. Yep. All of it. I could sing it till the cows come home. And then you look at the relic requirements. You're like, huh? You did what? It's like, why are you doing this shit? It's so frustrating, this game. It can be so... I still love it. I still love this game. I enjoy playing it, mainly because of the community and stuff. And I like the new TB and stuff and some of the things. But, man, they do some moves. Shake my head like, God, dog, man, what are y'all thinking, man? Who's running this operation over there at these certain key junctures and critical decisions? Because on one hand you make brilliant decisions, on the other hand you make dog poo-poo decisions that just make me go, what the hell is going on over there, man? So yeah, Michael says, here I thought that I hadn't made any progress by staying in Kyber 2 all this time. Little did you know. Oh God. So yeah, get your questions in, guys. We're just kind of sitting here shooting the shit for a bit. I mean, I know we've all been kind of had our head wrapped around the new TB, but if you have any questions about anything on your account or anything, it can be anything SWGOH related. It doesn't have to be the topic of the week. It's what we do here. If you have questions about anything goes, feel free to put those in there. Just make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement. And got some great panelists here that can help you out. That's not me. That's Calvin and Old Man Logan. So, yeah.
Well, let's not get too carried away here.
Okay. Calvin, me and Logan have brain damage. So yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, Calvin, since waiting for some more questions. Like, how are you enjoying GAC? I know, I mean, for the longest time you were so dominant, just kicking so much ass and had just crazy
kicking the shit out of everybody.
Just unbelievable, right? But like, how you adapted to where you are now?
So it's kind of been a 1-2 punch into how things have changed for me, and it's half because of Datacrons, and it's half because of still, and this is old now, because of the matchmaking change.
Yeah,
both of those have wildly changed my interactions with GAC, and the matchmaking change was kind of this fun little way that I could go up against these people who just have incredibly larger accounts than me, and like actually have a shot against them. People that have like legitimately 1,000 more relic levels, and even if I lose, that's kind of cool within the spectacle of itself. One of the issues that Datacrons had, and I'm over it. Like I said, we've accepted them; they're here. But one of the things that really sucked about them is the relic gate pretty much kicked. How can I word this? I was in the margin and I got kicked in the nuts. Like that's essentially what it came down to. Because if you have 1,000 more relic levels than me, and I can find a way to out-strategy and out-play you, that's great. But now, if I have 20 Datacrons and you have 20 Datacrons, but I can only use 10, I'm screwed. Like that's...
Yeah.
if the relegate didn't affect the Datacrons, that would be one thing. But the fact that it does, I'm pretty much relegated to only fighting people my size ever. Like I might get like occasionally, like there's one guy in my group right now that's 11 million, but that used to be the norm for me, and now because of Datacrons, it's limited to how far I can punch up because they have literally every character in the game Relic 5 and I don't.
Yeah. So is that taking away some of the fun for you in GAC? I mean, how do you approach GAC? Is it just something you just do for the giggles now, or are you still trying to be competitive with it, or?
I still try to be competitive, especially in the execution, but I have stopped pretty much scouting entirely.
Yeah.
And I don't like. I will change my defense, but I very rarely am making custom defenses for custom opponents. Like, all right, so I want to pull this. The last thing I did. I wanted to pull gas on offense to go against Malgus now. So I had to change my defense, but I mean, that's the way it's going to stay for months. And I don't know. Can't say that I necessarily enjoy it less, but there is a lot less incentive to be competitive now because they've really boxed you in as to how good you can be.
Right. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's fascinating because you guys don't know Calvin. For the longest time, I was doing the GA Center with the Nev. Put on hiatus for right now because we've had a lot of people quit and stuff, and we're getting ready for another season. We'll see how it plays out. But Calvin was the top of the chart every time, man. Remember one season I was the same bracket as you, Calvin. I only lost like 4 matches. You went undefeated. I was like, this is stupid. I can't catch him. It's like I gotta be perfect with my GCs. Oh, I can't dick around. Oh no.
Yeah, no, it was fun, and it was a way, and especially for free to play, you could pretty much, you had total control, and this is why I took it so seriously, and I scouted sometimes for hours, or like always like planned my roster down to a T and all that stuff, was because you really, like, if you put in the work, you could get results.
Yeah.
And now I look at things and I'm like, this is going to sound really sad, but like, why bother? Like, I'm not going to be able to get good results no matter how hard I try. Or not good results, but let's go with not perfect results. I can get good results.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's like, you pop in and, Calvin, you may have like you said, the 20 Datacrons you have, but if your opponent has 20 Datacrons and 15 of them are all level 9, and he has enough tunes to use all those, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I just can't use it. Like, I still, like, even, so this was much worse when Datacrons originally came out. Like, I still have some gear 11s that I use on my characters, and a lot of people, I've gotten a few comments of like, stop crying, just gear them up, and I'm like, it's a limited resources game, guys. Like, I can only gear so many
I can't
at one
stand
time.
that goddamn argument. That pisses me off when someone says that. Like,
well, it's just like, this is not a real solution. Like, I would prefer you just say wail harder because that's funny. Like, that's I've gotten a few of those comments, or like I had someone comment like you really need to streamline your roster, man. Like, a lot of the stuff is like half. Anyways, I'm like, guys, like I don't. The resources just aren't there. I don't know what to tell you.
They're not there, and and even then, this is a resource management game. There's only so much you get unless you spend a fortune. That's it. So, and even then, that doesn't necessarily equate to you doing well. Like, you could have all the characters in the world at Relic 9. You still got to go dig around with mods. You still got to dig around with Datacrons. You still got to get the Omicrons and stuff. So there's a lot more to it than just,
That's why I feel like.
If the solution was that simple, the problem wouldn't exist. Like, anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with the way that the CG gives us gear and stuff, but it does present problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, Relic 5 now is like the new Gear 13.
Yeah.
I believe Relic 5 right now is the new standard of where you should be putting your roster.
Oh, goodness.
I think that's been communicated too. Like, that's starting with CPIT, then Datacrons, now the entry level for TB. I think that's pretty. That's what CG wants us to understand. The Relic 5 is where you play.
Yep.
Or at least where endgame plays.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Michael W. Huntington III from His Majesty's Secret Gaming Services. Question: does anyone have any relic mats I can borrow? Fuck no, dude, man. We're all struggling to get our own. Get your own goddamn mats. I'm over here trying to beg, borrow, and steal what I can get my goddamn hands on. Mike says, with Rise of the Empire and all of us relicking like maniacs, how that impact GAC and non-bloated strat? Bloating's not a thing anymore.
No.
It doesn't.
That doesn't matter.
It won't change anything.
No. And how in most cases now they're forcing us to get our characters to Relic 7. That'll make things a little bit easier as you start working on characters like, you know, for Calvin, if he gets all his quizzers to Relic 7, well then he can use the Datacron for it. So there's a positive
And
side
I can go
effect.
beat someone's Jabba. Like that's that's fine.
That's fine. But the problem is he ain't got anything else he can work on while he's trying to get Relic 7 and he still can't use the Datacron. So yeah.
Quizzers are such a gear sink. Oh my god,
yeah.
I won't lie though, I'm kind of excited for them. Like even so before the Relegate for TV came out and they were just like, oh, you're gonna have to Relic 7 all of your Inquisitors to be able to get Reva. My response was, I don't like it, but I'll be happy to do it. Like, yeah. All right, so I had to do R5 for what's his face for Grand. Like, okay, I'll do Relic 7 for Reva.
Yeah, it's not that much of a leap, right? And
no, not from there. Not from there.
No, and it's a good team once it's at that
great.
level.
It is.
And when you get Reva, she's going to be worth it, man, because that kid is dynamite, folks. Look out for that team once she gets in here. Mike says, question, with the platoon requirements for TB, will CG give us Datacrons for Lobot, Murder Bears, etc.? No. Will they give us Datacrons
I'd be a little surprised if we don't get them for Murder Bears at some point.
Sure, for GAC and stuff, but I don't think anything for TB. Yeah.
Oh, no.
We're not getting anything for TB other than Omicrons, brother. That's where they're pushing Omicrons.
Yeah.
If we ever get Endor, they might be like, all right, Ewoks get like this huge bonus here, but I mean, I don't know.
Not
sure if you consider that a Datacron.
No, they will eventually get a Datacron that they'll use in GAC and TW, but not in TB.
That's why I've been saving my Omicrons. If, you know, somebody at some point figures something out where an Omicron is going to be really useful in TB.
I misunderstood the next question. He said with platoon requirements. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, in the new sets, we won't know for what, another 3-4 months with the next set that comes out. You might see that. It's going to be near the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. I could see them dropping an Omicron for Murder Bears, and they are requirements for platoons and stuff. So I could see them rewarding the people that had to, you know, make that hit. That's a nasty hit. I mean, I'm doing mine for Hoth Soldier, but he ain't getting any love anytime soon. I can tell you that much. I'm sorry, Eth Koth, and then maybe they'll get some love, but not. So yeah, some characters might, like the Ewoks. I could see that for sure happening with the 40th anniversary coming around the corner, but. Yeah, these ancillary characters that just you have to take up to Relic 5, 6, and 7 that you normally wouldn't even bother with because you're working on all the main stuff. Really a tough hit. It really is. I mean, I'm just about ready to take Hoth. I just have to get about 40 more purple mats, and then I'll take him up. I'm just looking at that like, you're gross. I'm never going to use you, just other than platooning. Gross. Just gross. Damn it. Why are you making me do this? I don't have to do it, but the guild needs it, and I'm going to take the hits. Oh, Stimpy. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, the Night Sister's got a nice Omicron. I tell you what, I mean, some of the Omicrons have been really good. I just put the one on Treya, and Savage was the one I did before, but I just put the one on Treya.
Oh, yeah, I gave Treya hers real quick.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, Treya's looks really good.
Yeah, and then I put one on Chrysanthemum because that Omicron for him in GAC with Jabba is just gross.
It's dirty.
It's very dirty. And with the new Datacron I got for him, have fun with that team. Lord Vader will still take it out, but not fun. And if you're going to use your Jabba for offense, then he'll kill it. I mean, he'll have some fun killing a lot of stuff, JMK and all that kind of stuff. A Hoth Datacron would soften the blow. Nah, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do, especially for Hoth. They ain't going to do shit for Hoth. They're not going to do anything for a Hoth Rebel Soldier. He's a Rebel Fighter. They may do something for Rebel Fighters, but even then, he's not the character you're going to use for either Rebels or Rebel Fighter. He's just not. You know, so
until he has an Omicron.
Yeah, until he gets his own Omicron, he's just not going to, he's not doing anything. He's not even, he's support, he's Rebel Fighter. And he ain't any character you're going to put in any team that you're going to use with either Momo or Rebels and stuff. I see what you're trying to do there, Mikey, but yeah. No, Scott, no, they're not going to. So, all right, we'll go a little bit longer. Maybe we'll wrap up a little bit early today. But if you have any questions, get those in. Questions or comments you want us to respond to. We've been kind of just shooting the shit here and have fun. We'll let these guys pimp their stuff. And if we don't get any more questions here, we'll cut a little bit early today. So I give these guys more time back on their day, and thanks to Calvin and Old Man Logan and any content creator that comes on here on their own time to come hang out with you guys and answer your questions and bring you something fun and entertaining to listen to. Big shout out to these guys. So if you have any questions, comments about anything SWGOH related, doesn't have to be about this week, it can be about anything. Get those in now, and we'll continue discussing, answering your questions, anything like that. But if not, then we'll wrap it up a little bit early because I got a lot going on today myself. So. Help one of our skewers get his account squared away tonight. So I'm going to be doing that at 8 my time, 8 Eastern, 7 my time, something like that. So I'm going to be doing that. The weekend's a little bit my time to decompress a little bit because I do so much streaming and stuff during the week. It's like, oh, good gracious. But I will try to get Andor tomorrow. They're What Else 73. We'll see if I've got the time to do it. If I can, I definitely will show Andor. I will tag everybody like I always do. Hey, when Bick just says just donated $4.99 or $4.49 super chat in I think those are euros or pounds, I can't tell. Says keep it up. Thank you, my friend. Keep on rocking in the free world. Yes, indeed. Anything else going on? No, I can't think. Oh, the in other news, I found that the new Black Series figures for Andor came out. They are on my Amazon wish list, but they're not coming out till January of 20. Coming out like a year, 2024 or something. Let me see the dates on those. But they're out. Luthien, all of them are out, and I got those on there. I was like, oh, really? Supposed to come out. Yeah, Cassian, Luthien, all of them are out now. August 1st, 2023. So not bad. You can pre-order those now. If you're a big Black Series collector like I am, then giving you guys an update. They do such a great job of that series. Yeah, they've got all the characters, Mon Mothma, all of them. Yeah, those just all came out for August 2023. So if you're a big collector fan stuff, that's a good one. All right, Darsign 1972 question says, how are the higher guilds approaching platoons and TB? Are you being assigned characters relic or doing it on a volunteer basis? I'll let these guys answer, but for us, there's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Some are just doing it. Like I just volunteered to do Hoth Rebel Soldier because it's needed. Certain people most are volunteering, but I think Carr said once all that's wrapped up, whatever we need, we will assign based off where people are at with their accounts. Once they're going to have a bot running for it, and they'll assign people certain characters on top. Priority though is still granting the Inquisitors and then Hutt Cartel for my guild, but there'll be a character or two that you'll need to take up just for platoon purposes because someone's got to do it, and you can't expect your Krakens to take the hit on everything because what if they can't be there for that team, right? So you need to have overlap with this to make sure that those platoons get filled because that's where those operations are where it's at. That's kind of how we're approaching it. But I mean, what size guild are you in? I'm kind of curious.
We're a little understaffed right now, so we're at 420, but sure. We're probably at full capacity. We're probably closer to 440, 450.
Okay. And what's your approach to? Are you guys going to be assigning, or are people volunteering, or what's the plan? Their strategy?
So right now, I'm not sure how they did it, but our TB officers, they basically went through the platoons / our guild roster, and we're like, okay, so we can only even bother with platoons 1 and 6, for example. Like we can't do the rest. So they just open those two, and then everybody just fills as they can. And we actually haven't had any problems that way, just because it's so few.
Yeah.
Like we're only filling like 1 or 2 sector or 1 or 2 things per platoon, and then on top of that, we're not even leaving like the 3rd zone. Like we're only making it through those first 3 zones. So there's not a lot to fill, so we haven't really had to assign just because it's so little at this point.
Sure. Okay. What about you, Old Man Logan?
Same thing. With just pretty much piggybacking off what you said, Ranger, and you, Calvin. Same thing. I think this first TB, we're just kind of kicking up a bunch of dust and seeing where it drops. I think down the road, people will be assigned to certain things. Hey, your roster's pointed in this direction, you should go for this, or this gentleman or this individual should go for that. So yeah, pretty much along the same lines.
Gotcha. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. Dark Side 1972, another question says speculation of what could be coming with Return of the Jedi anniversary next year. My speculations were still getting GL Leia, some form of capacity. It was nice seeing Hutt Slayer Lair doing some S&M stuff on Jabba in the mission. I like that very much. But just to see her on the screen, I was like, I'm so happy right in the game. But I think we're going to get some kind of form of General Leia coming in. That's one. I think we're finally going to get Scout Trooper and some other Imperial Troopers along those lines. Maybe some more Ewoks. I think we could get some characters from Endor like General Han, you know, that kind of thing as an additional Han that they may throw in there. They could do Rex because Rex was
made canon. Endor camouflage Rex would be outstanding.
Yeah. So that's some of my speculation. Any thoughts on that? Any other thing you think they're going to do for the 40th in the game there, Old Man Logan Galvin?
I'd like to see a Endor Leia GL along with, Endor camo Rex. Yeah, I mean, that's where I'd like to see him go for the next GL at least.
Yeah.
It's not really... I mean, it's seen in or Return of the Jedi, but I think one of the things that they're building up towards, and especially with TB, is going to be Red 5.
Oh God!
And I know that horse has kind of been beat to death, but it's.
We've been saying that shit's been coming since. We keep saying it's like, here comes Red 5 someday.
The TB seems to be, I think, the way they'll do it. Because even if this is what I thought was always really suspicious in the first, I don't know if you guys watched The Road Ahead, like the one in September about TB, but they specifically said that this time period stems from Order 66 all the way up until the Battle of Yavin, which I thought was really weird. Because why would you cap it at the end of Episode 4 rather than just like the period in between 3 and 4? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's probably something we'll get within the next year.
Great.
It's just the Red 5 thing. It's like we're just constantly stuck on a buffering screen, just buffering. But like, it's just nonstop.
That's kind of. I think that's what Jedi Luke felt like as well. We felt like we were buffering on him for 2 years.
Yeah, but then when he got here, and then the rest is history.
And then everybody complained that he wasn't meta, but he could beat the meta, and then I think Red 5 will be the same. He won't be the meta, but he'll be able to beat it.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. Nathaniel Morgan question: how could Ranger allow Anand to relic 8 ETH Koth before him? You have Shane Wazal. I don't think so. That's not shame that I have any shame about. Good luck to you.
I mean, I think doesn't he have almost everything relicate?
Yeah,
anyways?
I don't. Yeah, I'm not in that same category of Welling as the great Anna T101. And 2, I don't give a shit about ETH Koth. Just don't. There's no shame on this side.
Kind of have zero fucks to give on that one. Yeah.
Darkside says, guys, remember year of the ship. Yes, I said that this is the year of the ship a few months back.
I think it's safe to say that it was.
Yeah, it really was. I said 2021 was going to be, and I really got excited when Executor and Razor Crest and all that stuff was happening, and then nothing. And then that was the one prediction that I made in 2021 that I got wrong. But 2022, it is definitely the year of the ship. So, with hence, I mean, we've had 10 ships, something ridiculous. It's we need more. But man, they've come through on ships in a big way. Through Profanity, Outrider, Scythe, the TIE prototype. I mean, you go down the list of ships that they've added. It's like, okay, I see you, CG. I see you. Rayrock says Jedi Master Dasha had Relic ETH Koth way before Arnold. That's true, but she had all her Jedi way before any of us did because that's what JMA does. I miss Jedi Master. Too many hours. I don't even know. I think she still plays, but I don't think she.
I think I've seen her name around still. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, her schedule and stuff just not conducive to being on Jedi Academy. Yeah. She's always welcome. I love having Jedi Master Dasher on. Her knowledge, especially on the light side, man, on this game is ridiculous. Like she just instantly knows a stat or ability like that. I have to go look that shit up sometimes. I'm like, how do you remember that, you brainiac? Darcy in 1972 question: did you see CG said that they want us to spend our get 3 as they won't put a character in for get 3 purchase? I'm hoarding until I reach the cap as I don't trust what CG says. Thoughts? I don't care what CG says. I'm not hoarding my get 3. That's going to impulse detectors.
Yep. Sorry.
It's not hoarding.
Spent before I got them.
You know, yeah. You know, I got Relic 7 and 8 to worry about. Mm-hmm. It is not conducive. If a character comes out, I'll be a month or two behind. I don't care if it does. If they change their mind, okay, I ain't gonna worry about it because the only thing I got on my mind is get 3 is gonna be impulse detectors and that shit. Get 2 still gonna be Chirotex and those furnaces and stuff that I need, and then get 1's the purple gear because that's the thing I get that bites me in the ass every time. You know, the left and the right side, especially like the benign, all that shit. So it's like, good lord. Calvin, are you gonna hoard?
I mean, like, so I probably actually will hoard. The limit's super low though. It's like what, 20K, 25K?
20.
So I mean,
20K.
Like I'll hoard the 15 or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's like 2 months worth of hoarding. Like I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference either way. I will probably just so that just in case if something ever happens. I think they will eventually put characters in there. At least 7-star unlocks. But yeah, I don't think it makes a huge difference either way because it's such a small amount.
Yeah. That's true. All her Jedis are done. What else? 3 question. What's the best team for SLKR to clear Jabba and GAC, especially if he has his ultimate? I just went in there with what did I go in there with last time we beat him? Had his ultimate. We went in there with Watt, Armor.
I think you can do standard double tank too.
Yeah, double tank because
or like even Hux.
Yeah,
like you can do the full first order.
Yeah, and if you got his Datacron, that makes a huge difference too because he's going to get all those bonuses and stuff. So yeah, I mean, Dark Side just kicks the shit out of Jabba. See, not so much, but Vader for sure crushes Jabba. SRKR can with the right team and stuff, pretty easily actually. See's a little bit of a.
C will kill the sides and then time out.
Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah. Sean Recraner says, just unlocked Jabba this second. Congrats. Speed and health mods from looking at your mods ranger. Health primaries. What are the secondary focus besides speed, obviously? Protection. It's mainly health, though. I mean, I went health, more health, and you want him fat and plumpy, and you want him fast.
Yeah.
So he can, because when he gets his oh god, he's a nightmare. And unless you got a certain GL, a certain counter, he's a nightmare because he will time you out. You just can't kill him. So yeah, super fast and super beefy, super creamy with lots of speed. I mean, am I missing something on there? I mean,
lots of secondary tenacity to try to stop some of those pesky Inquisitor counters.
Yeah, you can do that too. I don't think I focus as heavily on that with some of this his stats. But I was just mainly trying to get his speed to a certain point. I think mine is 553. I saw some slicing to do on him. But I'm trying to get these other mods done for these other characters. So
what's your health on Jabba right now, Ranger?
He's only Relic 7, so it's only 140,000.
I'm just checking.
Roughly.
Let's see.
I gotta get him to Relic 8.
I'm in the same ballpark. Speed 554. But I got his tenacity to 165%.
Yeah, my tenacity is not that great. It's still 111%, which is still good, but I didn't really focus on tenacity. It was more about health and speed, and I could move some mods around to get his tenacity up a little bit, but If
he's plumpy, it'll work just as well.
Yeah, that's all that matters. I mean, I could move some mods and get a little bit more tenacity on, but it's okay. Question from Darsan. I haven't seen the impulse detectors for her 3. I've only seen the actuator for recycling my mods. Am I missing something? What? I haven't seen the impulse detectors for. Oh, you must be get 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen the Gerda pads.
Yeah, I've seen. Let me look at the store right now because I can go in there and look at it real quick. Let's see. Get. Yeah, I've got the impulse detectors, the micro tuners right now. But I have seen the other stuff in there. Well, I've seen the I don't know if yeah, I've got it right now. I've got the micro tuners in here right now. Forget 3.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
I've got 5 for 125. And then the impulse detectors are, well, they're pricey. But that's what it's going to be going toward. Because I really don't need to get micro tuners because I farm religiously mod stuff.
Yep.
And plus with the weekly stuff and everything, I slice when I get it. You know, there's no point of going ham on it because you've got the mod battles, and if you do the certain ones, you're going to always get those in there. They eventually pile up, and yeah.
And the mod material you get for was it the Smuggler's Run 2 for Evan Jabba? Oh, the rewards for the end
That thing was ridiculous. I just got that one last week. I was like, holy dog shit, that's crazy.
That amount of mod material when that event, that is outrageous.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I was shocked because I had so much material. I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, oh.
It's like you're at a buffet. What do I pick?
Yeah. Luckily, though, I did have job I was working on, so all that shit went toward him. I was like, well, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice little thing to have there. So, yeah, that's Smuggler's Run 2. Oh, boy. Because I think Smuggler Run, the normal one's running today. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Got Ground Wars and Smuggler's Run going on today. And then the bonus for Scoundrels. So, yeah. Pretty dopest. Pretty dopest, not going to lie. All right, final call for questions. We're going to wrap it up here. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to let these guys pimp their stuff. I'll give you another minute, one final question or two, and then that's it. And then we're going to end the day, as is tradition. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, guys. We got like 60 people, some 60-odd people watching us, and let's get some more thumbs up on the video. That does help us. I mean, we don't make shit doing YouTube, but hey, it does help. Every little bit helps. Say the thumbs up, please. Please. Let's see here. Any other questions? No, I don't see any other questions. Nope, I think we are caught up and everything. So yeah, we're good to go. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate all the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Every little bit helps. All right, well, I don't see any more questions, so let's let everybody put their stuff. We'll start with Old Man Logan. Oh, man, look at my life. Old Man Logan, where can folks check you out on? What you got going on in the SWGOH content?
Well, every Tuesday, we record the Old Man's Cantina, and myself and my one of my best friends who I served with, the Immortal Kane, who is cursing my name because I got him into this game. He's completely free to play. He got an account from Nev from the Escape podcast, and with the stipulation that it had to be a free-to-play account. He is now starting to do, he's actually doing a live stream tonight on Twitch about 9 o'clock Eastern to finally unlock his first Galactic Legend. So yeah, we record every Tuesday. Sometimes we record on Saturdays, but you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where podcasts are put out there, you can probably find us.
There you go.
So yeah, hop on in. I tend to have cocktails while I'm recording, so usually by the end
I know, I've been on your show.
Yeah, I get a little squirrely towards the end because I may have had one too many, but it's all in fun. Yeah. And we just like to get together, talk, rant, bitch, complain, do the usual SWGOH thing.
So check that out for me, folks. Calvin, awesome. Where can folks check you out? What?
You can find me Calvin Awesome on YouTube. I had it muted. Calvin_awesome on Twitch. We stream our GACs every Friday, Sunday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mm-hmm. And then as well, we had the Mad Awesome Show, which is recorded live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays, but you can find it on iTunes and Spotify as well.
There you go. So check out those. And do me a favor, folks. These guys, as I said, come here on their own time, on their own dime. Come in here. Be cool, answer your questions, give you the information, be entertaining. The least you can do is at least go check out their stuff. Give them a thumbs up or watch their videos, subscribe. That really does help them out. So please go support these other content creators. Every little thing matters. So please do that. And then, of course, for us, the same thing here. If you're watching this, please check out all the different content that we have. We stream Monday through Friday on the lunch stream from 12 Eastern to whenever I decide to be done, usually a couple hours every day at least on Monday through Friday during the lunch stream. We have the longest running live stream in the SWGOH community on the Wednesday night show, where we cover the latest and greatest in news and do GAC or whatever's going on that day and discuss the latest and greatest in content that's out there right now for SWGOH. Saturdays, of course, we do the Jedi Academy here, but we also have, besides SWGOH, we Friday nights we have happy hour where we just sit and drink and play GAC and have fun. But there are other content. We have the Star Wars Lore with Idiots that is now uploaded on YouTube in its own playlist. You go check out the first 2 episodes that we've done on that, and then we'll have episode 3 out next week. If you're a Patreon, you get access to it early, so think about becoming a Patreon. It's linked in the description of the video. Patreon/RealityScoot And then we've been doing, myself and some of the guys have been doing Star Wars, The Old Republic with the boys. So we're doing all the dark side storylines and planet storylines right now. For the 4 main characters, I'm doing the Mandalorian, Karth's doing the Sith Warrior, Rand's doing the Sith Sorcerer, and BCM is doing the Agent, doing the Cypher 9 mission. So we're having a lot of fun doing that. You can go check out that series as well if you need something to listen to during the day. That being said, thanks for joining us. We'll be back Monday. I'll try to get Andor in tomorrow. What else in 3? No promises. We'll see what happens. It's just so much going on. And it's the holidays, so I'll do my best, man. But one way or the other, we'll see if we can get that in there. But thank you guys for joining us. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that crap. And you have a great rest of your day. And if we don't see you soon, see you when we see you. Peace out.